Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Zach Lyons. I'm the Senior Director of Community Services at Easterseals Arkansas. And I want to welcome you to our video series of segments that are going to cover topics regarding preserving Medicaid and estate planning that can be unique issues that families may have with having a child with special needs or disability. So we're going to go through this series of different topics, and we hope that it will end up being a resource for you to address these different issues and gain some insight on that. And today we have here with us Harry Ehrenberg. He's the founder of the Special Needs Estate Planning Taskforce. We want to welcome Harry with us to help us go through these different series of videos and segments that can help provide some more resource to you and your families, and hopefully prevent any type of disruption to your services. So, Harry, welcome.
Thank you, Zach, and thank you to Easterseals for producing these videos. Estate planning for families who have a member with special needs is complicated. It's critical that they get it right. This is a great opportunity to get people up to speed, and I hope they enjoy these videos.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back in our continued series with Harry Ehrenberg about estate planning and everything. So Harry, I'd like for this segment to get into, we've talked a lot about special needs trusts and multiple different types of trust. So I think we need to get into, the funding of a trust and adequate funding of a trust. I think a lot of us would ask, well, how much money does the special needs trust really need? And how do we fund it? Can you walk us through that process?
Certainly. To adequately fund the trust, we break that down to 4 categories.
Mm-hmm.
The first is, what's the transition cost going to be for your child?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For some families, it's minimal. It's next to nothing. They're going to move in with a member of the family who's in the same town. It's a matter of packing them up and moving them. Mm-hmm. For some folks, it can be quite expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We've had parents who they had to build a room for their child that looks like a hospital, and they have tracks in the ceiling so they can hoist him out of the bed,
right, yeah.
take him to a special bathroom, and bring him back. That's going to be an expensive transition. Okay, mm-hmm. 3 times it just made more sense to build a house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and to make certain that was appropriate, the trustee of a special needs trust, and that's who would be paying for this transition, they went to court for court approval, and the court gave an order to go ahead and purchase those homes, build those homes. Mm-hmm. Twice we've had court approval for therapeutic swimming pools.
Okay.
So it can be very, very inexpensive. Mm-hmm. It can be very, very expensive. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing we want to look at. The second thing we're going to look at is, how much do we need to replace what the parents are currently doing?
Oh, right, okay?
Yeah. Now, look, parents don't need to sit down and come up with an itemized budget of what they're spending every month on their child. A ballpark figure works just fine. A financial advisor should be able to take that monthly number and convert it into one that's needed today to take care of the child for the rest of their life, mm-hmm. based on life expectancy, maybe a few years past that, and take into consideration inflation and what that money can earn until it's being paid out. Mm-hmm. That's the second category. Okay. The third category is, what do we need to hold as an emergency fund? Because everybody has emergencies.
Sure, yeah.
So anyone with special needs is going maybe more often. So, and we're seeing between $10,000 and $25,000 for that. Mm-hmm. And then the last category is how much do we need to set aside for the caregiver trust, so we can attract and retain those successor caregivers. Sometimes it's not much. Sometimes it's quite expensive. We had a situation where, as a child, a 2-year-old child, he was in an automobile accident, suffered a closed head injury. Mm-hmm. We knew wasn't disputed at trial that he was going to be hostile when he grew up. Mm-hmm. And so we basically brought land in rural Arkansas, have a nice residence, but we have caregivers, and we've got to be able to attract and retain them. Okay, mm-hmm. and so that's an expensive caregiver cost.
Absolutely. Well, all those four categories definitely made sense to me. So once the family has really identified, how much it's going to take, well, then how do they actually fund the trust?
Technically, you can put anything in that trust a trustee will accept.
Okay.
Now, we've seen families who had cattle operations want to leave cattle operations to it. Dry cleaners, trucking companies. If a trustee will take it, that's fine. Typically, corporate trustees are not. If you have a family member that can run it, that's fine. One of the problems that you have, though, is if this is all staying in the family, it's a family business, all of a sudden someone, let's say it's real estate, it was, the person with a disability, that it was their parent and their uncle. Okay? Two brothers have real estate. Now all of a sudden, the surviving brother, he's doing all the work,
right,
and he's not getting all the compensation.
That's true. Yeah.
And so you got to think what type of friction that could produce. Candidly, for Middle America, what we're seeing are people are using the house to fund the trust. They're using the retirement accounts like a 401k, IRA, 403b, and they're using life insurance. Okay, a house, if you're going to do it, it's fine. You need to remember you also have to have enough money in that trust to maintain that house, pay the taxes.
That's true.
Heat it, cool it, get the lawn done, make repairs when they're needed. Zach, remember a house could be owned by someone on Medicaid.
Right.
And you might want to have them own the house and not put it in the trust, simply because you're going to have insurance on that house, but if someone gets hurt and they suffer a loss that's greater than what the insurance coverage is, the worst we have at jeopardy is the house. If we have the house in the trust, the entire trust is in jeopardy. Okay. So we see a lot of houses where people are going to use that and leave that for their child. You just got to be careful how you're going to do it. As far as a retirement account, a 401k, IRA, those types of things, you can leave them to a trust. They create significant tax problems. You're probably going to lose about 40% of that money to income tax, because with a qualified money, it's going to go in that trust as what's called an inherited IRA, and you're going to have to take a distribution from it. We can't take that distribution and pay it to the person with a disability, because we have the $2,000 rule to work with, to be worried about. So we leave it in the trust. Well, a trust hits the maximum tax bracket quicker than any other taxable entity, and so it's going to hit a 37% federal tax bracket, and they're going to get hit with Arkansas taxes. So you can easily hit 40%.
Wow.
So you can do it. You just need to understand there's going to be this tax liability, and that money's not going to go as far as you think it is. Now, if it is a Roth IRA, that is a wonderful investment for one of these trusts, because there's no distribution required. The money accumulates income tax free, comes out income tax free. It's just a wonderful, wonderful device for funding a trust. So for the parents out there, if they do have like a traditional IRA, or if they're offered a Roth option with their 401k, they might want to consider it. You just can't. I'm not saying that it's a perfect solution. It's a downside to all of the stuff, but at least look at it. If it makes sense, you may want to go ahead and do it. Okay. The life insurance, it's the easiest. It's going to be there. Candidly, if it's going to be funded with a house or with a retirement account, if that parent ever needs to go into a nursing home, and a large percentage will, 3/4 of all nursing home beds are paid for by Medicaid, which means there's going to be a lien against their estate. So there may not be a lot there. If they have life insurance, they can put it in the trust while they're alive, and then we know it's going to be there. Okay, not perfect, but it's probably the number one alternative.
Right. So everything that you've gone through, family businesses, livestock, even real estate, retirement plans, all that. It sounds like that can easily get overwhelming. That sounds overwhelming just for me myself. So what would you recommend? Is that something that you feel like a family could? I'm not even certain I could manage that. So what would you recommend?
As far as how to make that decision, what to go?
Yeah.
Well, one thing is find a financial advisor who understands special needs trusts and how to fund them, okay?
Mhm.
It is a little tricky. We've seen situations where it wasn't done properly, and it was so confusing. All the money was paid into a court, and the cost of the litigation was just astronomical. So
Yeah.
you want to deal with somebody who understands how to properly fund a special needs trust.
So it sounds like definitely families need to, or parents of a child with special needs really need to do their homework and research who potentially would help them, guide them through this financial process.
You're absolutely right, Zach.
Wow. Well,
It's
thank
critical.
you.
Thank you. Zach, thank you, and thank you to Easterseals for producing this series of videos. We hope you found them informative. If you have any questions about the issues we discussed, please feel free to contact me. The task force is available for group presentations either in person or via Zoom. We are here to help families that have a child with special needs deal with these important issues.